Oh, good, we're recording already. So,
Yeah, we were waiting for
who wants to do the recap this time? Who wants to tell me what happened?
Is this because you don't know? Because I don't know.
No, I do know. I want to see which of you
Listen,
remembers.
All right, settle down, kids. I got this.
Oh,
I
God.
mean, all right, Mr. Walker, hit us with it.
So, turned out there was a mushroom demon in there, and not the fun kind. So we looked at it, and we were like, nah, no thank you. So we went back to tell the mama mushroom that we said, no thank you. And she was like, dear me, and she clutched her pearls, and then we said, let's go. And so Stool bravely rallied to our support and is leading her and her compatriots back to the Kingdom of Ember in Dincairn. But we had a little talk with Philo. And by talk, I mean we cut off his head.
Yeah, we murked that son of a bitch.
Because he was all down with this demon lord, Zuxmoy. Yeah. It sounds like both a sectax and like it's like a wet sound that you might make while walking through the mud. But listen. So apparently the plan is for Zuxmoy to fuse with like the fungal mass that like is as large as like a forest, and essentially create like an unholy matrix of mushroom demonic energy in the Underdark, which is, by the way, not ideal.
Aramicos is the fungal entity.
Yeah, good job.
Taking notes. So yeah, we killed that dude and we set everything on fire. We leveled up and got the fuck out of Dodge because
we leveled up.
Samantha!
Did you? Because I was just about to ask who wants to talk about the level up.
Oh shit!
Okay, no.
Sam.
I think I'm good. I just forgot. Well, look, I mean, Will, I sent you like 4 pages of backstory, so I mean, I think I get a pass here.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Sam sent me a lot of stuff, and I dropped the ball on approving a lot of her homemade stuff that she made.
Oh well, that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, shut up.
No, but I think I am pretty.
Kill him, William. Kill him. Kill him.
Messages
doesn't
me
mean
during
I
the
won't
week.
off Sephel.
Motherfucker messages me during the week, and he's like, "Hey, been a while since you made a spell. Any ideas brewing in there?" And I sent him one, and he ghosted me.
He was doing a photo shoot. He was partially nude on top of a barrel. All right,
Yeah,
he did not have time to text.
I was there, and he ghosted me.
I was there in the room when it was happening.
I was holding the camera.
It's deeply confusing for both Sam's mother, hello, and new listeners.
No, this is
suggested the nude portion of it.
Oh god. Yeah, it's gonna sell like hotcakes everywhere.
The podcast or Will's photos?
Both. Yep.
Both sounds good.
So,
yes. I understand.
That was a good recap.
That reference.
You hit it hard.
Thanks,
you guys did level up, and who wants to drop any good juicy tidbits about that?
I will jump in there.
All right.
So one of the cool things of the Graviturgy wizard is their ability to control the battlefield and sort of move the pieces around for optimal combat scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
So at 6th level, I gain my Gravity Well ability, which allows me, whenever I cast a spell on a creature, I can move the target of that spell 5 feet to any unoccupied space of my choice. If they are either willing to move, the spell hits it with an attack, or it fails on a saving throw. So I can sort of move the pawns around as I cast spells on them, which is pretty cool.
That's really cool.
And then I got new spells.
Nice. Yeah. Do you want to talk about those, or you want to leave that for when they eventually come out?
Nothing too dicey, so I took Intellect Fortress.
Ooh.
So resistance to psychic damage, as well as advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. And I can do that on myself and another creature. Sort of protect the minds a little bit. And then Sephel has, I have noticed, very poor mobility on the battlefield. I don't really have a lot of options to get around and get out when I get cornered. So I also took Thunder Step.
Nice.
Ooh, I love that spell.
Yes. So also another spell that punishes anybody that dares be close to me. So allies beware. But a little bit more potential for me to move around and get myself out of dicey situations instead of getting cornered by a whole bunch of drow.
Hell yeah.
Dope. Andrew, you wanna tell us about this juicy level up?
Yeah, absolutely. So for a while with Artomis, I've been toying around with ideas for multi-classing, and I went ahead and did the jump. So now Artomis Starcaller is a Paladin 5, Rogue 1. So this is kind of leaning into his like kind of battle training in the Underdark and how that's changed his fighting style over the weeks and months to be like kind of optimizing his skills as a skirmisher and striker. So that first level, I get expertise in stealth and persuasion, which is super helpful. And then willing, we'll see other levels where I get those cunning action and then some possible further subclass boosts as well. But I'm excited for the dip and kind of leaning into more of a stealthy striker style instead of your traditional paladin.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and all that sneak attack stuff along with your divine smite is really gonna be great for the monsters.
Those crits are gonna be gnarly.
Yeah, like they weren't already.
Oh yeah.
It's okay though. It's fine. You're gonna need all the help you can get, which is why I'm not against power gaming.
Man, sounds like he's compensating. Please don't kill my monster.
Don't, please. Sam, what you got?
Yes, so Scylla, being a fighter, got a 6th level feat is what I took. And it's in the handbook called Fey Touched, but we're reskinning it as kind of like a Dark Lake Touched.
Nice.
Is a deep water beast. And so she can now cast Misty Step, and I also took Hunter's Mark.
Nice.
And those kind of manifesting as her ability to swim. And then we kind of thought of Hunter's Mark as like scenting the blood of her enemies, like sharks.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And then Will and I also worked on some homebrew battle maneuvers. So I've got some new ones of those that are going to kind of also lean into her like deep water bestial nature. So more on that when they come up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you guys came up with some good stuff, and I'm excited for how it's all gonna come about, because you guys are hitting the point now where I think the game is really gonna shift from you trying to survive to you guys being the hunters, and I just feel like, especially these level ups, is you guys are really starting to lean into that, and I think it's gonna be really fun. So
what you're saying is we should go back and fight Zuckmoy.
Absolutely.
You know what? I'm not going to say no to it if that's what you really want.
I think we're ready.
Nope.
Okay.
We
All
can
right.
just
Well,
Sephel can solo it. It's fine.
I got it, guys.
It's just the Demon Lord. Those are easy fights, right?
He got
I really
gravity
think
well.
I can handle this.
And it's
the gravity
game
well.
over.
I'll move her so many 5-foot squares. Don't even tempt me, bro.
I got her. Sweet. All right. So you guys have now escaped the Neverlight Grove, and when you had killed Philo, you had actually set their body on fire and it had started to catch to some of the surrounding kind of dead tissues and rotting, mushroom bed floors and all that kind of stuff. And so as you were leaving, you could see the smoke and you could hear the cries of, more of the Myconids that had stayed, that are under the control of Zugmoy, wishing for the great wedding and all that kind of stuff. But you guys are now outside of kind of like the main entrance, so to speak, of Neverlight Grove. What do you guys want to do? What's your next steps here? Stool has already started to take off with the others towards the Kingdom of Ember.
Well, it is still probably going to be a short time before we should return to Dincan. But we were given a couple locations that we could look into. Perhaps we can find similar allies as we have here. Suss out what else is going on in similar Underdark communities. I believe we were told of a place called Bligdenstone. Does anyone know anything about that?
From what I remember, it's a community of primarily gnomish folks. But any port in a storm, and if you think they may be allies to our cause, and I think just about anyone who has not been tainted by this demon influence would do well to be an ally to our cause. Well worth the travel.
DM, is it pretty well known universally that, like, gnomish societies are well versed in, like, tinkering and machinations and stuff like that?
I would say, yeah, it's a pretty, just like the dwarvish communities, that, yeah, they definitely do some tinkering, very artificer heavy type kind of people. This being the Underdark, though, you with your natural kind of intelligence and knowledge would know that usually the gnomish communities down here are the deep gnome. Mm-hmm. And while they have some of that, they're more focused on mining. That is what they are kind of about. So, like, you remember in Dimcairn, they had a mining operation. That's where all the troubles happened with the hag and stuff. The gnomes are like the true experts of how to find and sniff out, gold veins, adamantite, mithril, and they will chase that to the ends of the earth. So the deep gnomes, that's more of their thing than really inventors, but they still do some of that stuff.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yes, it would certainly aid us to have some in our midst that, have some expertise in tinkerings like their above-ground counterparts, but their specialty really lies in mining and ore and material. People who know what to do with the materials that they find and know where to find them could certainly be beneficial to have.
I would have to agree. I would also say the more that we see these abyssal creatures in the Underdark makes me think that perhaps there is more going on that others, perhaps lower in power than Zutgamoy and Dagon and Demogorgon, but others from their planes may know something. And perhaps we could find those sorts of creatures along our way and maybe ask them questions.
Ask some questions and do some cleanup.
I would prefer the latter, but a question or two wouldn't go amiss as we clean up.
It's certainly a good point, Scylla. We have had the misfortune of finding all of the largest influences in our travels, but it stands to reason that there would be, as these creatures are breaking through, they are bringing lesser creatures and monstrosities with them. Certainly wouldn't hurt to look and clean where we can.
They would perhaps have the most information about why their superiors are here. So, perhaps we keep an eye out.
It's a possibility.
Absolutely.
Do we know how far Blinkenstone is?
I have no idea.
Do we know what direction Bligdenstone is?
The same question. The answer as the first.
Does Will? I'm assuming I don't know, but if Blinkenstone is like coastal, I might know.
Yeah, no, you're right to say that. You know that Bligdenstone is not on the coast or of any of the offshoot rivers of the Dark Lake.
Okay.
The only areas that you know, or major kind of settlements of the Dark Lake, are Gracklestug, Sloopadoop, and this place called Mental Dareth, which was kind of like a mishmash trading post between drow, gnomish people, the dwarves, or anybody else within the Underdark. But you would know it's also extremely dangerous to go there because of all the people gathering there, especially the drow. So
there is,
yeah, that's what you know.
but would I know how to get there from here?
To Mental Dareth?
Yeah. Probably not. I don't even know if I know.
No. I would say just because you're in these tunnels, it's not.
Yeah. For
sure. I would say that the scale guard that you worked with a lot, Starcaller, you talked with them quite a bit, and they told you that if the Neverlight Grove was in the supposed direction of what they would call north, you would almost want to follow a northeasterly path to hopefully arrive towards Bligdenstone, because that's what they had heard stories of, and they actually pointed out to you that almost like lichen that grow on trees, and I think it's lichen that only grows facing the north, or supposedly whatever the tale is, that there is an equivalent of it in the Underdark, and they pointed that out to you, so you have your ideas of cardinal directions. And then hopefully that you would start to see kind of markers left behind by the gnomish people to help guide you towards Bligdenstone. Because the other thing they told you is that Bligdenstone used to be a huge trading hub. It used to be a massive gnomish city. But about a century or two ago, there was a large war between the dwarves and the deep gnomes, also known as, I think you pronounce it like Sneffelben. That's what they call themselves, the deep gnome calls themselves. You know that there was a war between the drow and them, and the gnomes actually managed to land like a pretty hard hit on Menzo Berenzin, the main city of the drow in the Underdark. And then the drow were able to invade Bligdenstone, and it became known as a cursed city. But recent stories is that smaller, deep-known communities have been making forays into Bligdenstone, and in the hopes of returning this cursed city to its former glory.
But it's drow infested.
It was.
Okay.
The gnomes have the other thing you would have been told, that they have a deep hatred for the drow because of what happened at Bligdenstone. So if there's any there, and if the gnomes are truly like the new proprietors of the city, no drow are basically allowed in there.
I mean, I don't think we've met anyone who did like the drow, so.
So far, no.
Well, I know well the ways of war. They are the enemy of our enemy, and we could hopefully find some safe harbor there. And if the kingdom is to be any example, a community that is on the mend is a community that is looking for allies. And that's exactly who we might seek out. Ivan, you don't just know the way, do you? But just before I attempt to like use lichen to navigate?
Oh,
Like,
yes. Ivan's here.
You don't like know, right?
No, I'm afraid I do not know the way. I have not visited them. I'm just leaning into the French now for his voice, by the way, because I can't find my way back to
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. No. Je ne sais pas. No.
Maybe the original accent was only the accent that he has in our dreams.
Maybe. You know what? There it is. Thank you. Players coming to the
that's
rescue.
That's how Ivan sounds when Ivan talks to Ivan. That's not how Ivan sounds when he talks to other people.
Yeah, right.
He says that to you. Je ne sais pas. I don't know. And then he turns back and he gets darker. And he's like, I don't know. These motherfuckers. I cannot stun them.
Well, let us find our way. Who shall lead the foray?
You?
All right,
Perhaps.
let's go. Yes.
Great. All right. So roll me a survival check.
All right.
I would help. I think my survival's not bad.
Yeah,
my
I mean,
survival's
anybody's able to help. You can either give Andrew advantage or we can even turn it into a group check. It's up to you guys.
How
Mine's pretty bad. I'll leave it alone.
how good are you, Sam?
+2.
Okay, I'm gonna help you.
Ah!
Oh no,
Oh, I love that. Okay.
we're in danger.
I'm
Yeah.
a paladin. What did you expect?
Yeah.
You
All
took
right.
Rogue, not Ranger.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm rolling with advantage for
Sure.
Starcaller's assistance. Nat 20.
Okay, sweet. You, with the help of Starcaller, he like immediately shows you. You find some of the kind of moss that works the same way of lichen, and you guys manage to find a kind of northeasterly route. And for the first 2 days, you guys are pretty well able to start making your way there. And because this is taking a couple of days, you guys can mark off a long rest. Let me just, I got to do that for Ivan. Button. Good. Okay.
Awesome.
So for 2 days, you guys are managing to find your way just all right. I will need another check, though, as you start getting into the third day.
I'll assist you
Will,
again.
Just as a technical note, every
Mhm.
night that we are resting,
Sure.
I am incubating the egg in ice.
Wonderful. Thank you for telling me.
And I
that.
would-
Yes.
And I'd be helping with that incubation the same way we did last time with my water. And
Okay.
air. I can't think we did both. I don't remember.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think-
it was
I
a
think we
combination
did
of some
combine.
spells.
Yeah.
Well, I
Um,
also I did pick up another spell that I forgot about.
Okay.
And most people like to unveil the spells that they took in combat. I'm doing it in motherly incubation. So there is a spell known as Rhyme's Binding Ice.
Yeah.
So a burst of cold energy emanates from you in a 30-foot cone. There's some damage stuff if I'm doing it against creatures, Constitution saving throw, but I figure it's not going to damage an egg if it needs ice. Also, this is a flavor thing. I don't need to get that technical.
Yeah.
Basically, it just creates a bunch of ice formations that encapsulate and hold creatures.
Wonderful. Yeah.
so
So
I-
that will definitely do it.
So I would be using that.
Okay. Yeah, you think you're definitely on the right path with this egg. However, you don't see any more like commotion within it as of right now. But yeah, there's nothing to say that what you're doing is wrong.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
21.
21. Okay, yeah, you are making good progress. Now, one thing we don't normally talk about with traveling is the pace that you guys are trying to set. You remember that most of the time you're traveling through small crevices. Occasionally you come across a purple worm tunnel that allows you all to travel much quicker. Do you guys want to make a fast pace, normal, or slow pace?
I don't think there's any reason for us to go quickly.
No, I think normal, because I also think fast hinders our ability to
Perceive.
perceive.
It does. It gives you a
well.
negative or a -5 penalty to your perception scores.
Yeah, so I definitely think normal would be the fastest that we go. I also did want to make a point while we are traveling to be Sephel latched on to Scylla's suggestion, and he is sort of keeping an eye and a arcane ear out for any traces of, I mean, obviously the Ferez is all around us, but like disturbed
Corruption.
arcana, corruption, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Seeing if there are lesser examples of that anywhere. Excuse me, anywhere through where we're traveling.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you're taking a normal pace, and this is how it works in the Underdark. This is how slowed you are in general. A normal pace, you travel at 6 miles per day.
Wow.
Oof.
Yeah. Slow is 4, fast is 8. And that just gives you a better, clearer image, you guys and the audience, of how slow traversing the Underdark really is. And usually we blow over this, but because you are truly setting out for the first time in a while without a true, real direction other than, like, it's kind of the northeast, we got to pay attention to it. The other thing we have to pay attention to is food.
That sounds like a you guys problem.
Yeah, so Ivan, Starcaller, Scylla. That's 3 people that's got to eat and drink in a day. How are you guys doing on food and water? Do we need to start making some scavenger rolls as you guys are making your way through?
So it's been a really long time since we had to worry about it. I have the amount of food and water we had before we landed at the City of Ember.
Yep.
But I'm imagining that we stocked up at the City of Ember, but I never really wrote that in because I don't think we defined it. And then we ended up at the Grove, but I guess we didn't get anything at the Grove.
Yeah.
No,
we
you
weren't
guys
there
didn't.
very long.
Yeah, you were essentially there for the equivalent of like half a day to a day.
Plenty of
I would
cooked
say
mushroom
that
we could have grabbed on the way out.
the city of Dimcairn would have definitely given you like 2 weeks worth of rations.
Okay.
So once you hit the 2-week mark, and you are now on, I think it was 4 days it took you to Neverlight Grove. So now you're on day 7. So you're about halfway through your supply currently. All right. Good. So we won't worry about that at the moment. Who wants to roll a d20 for me?
I got it.
Okay. Do it up.
Wow. 20.
A 20. Okay. Day 3, you guys are making decent headway. And as you are, you weirdly come across this odd little tunnel. And can you all make me a perception check?
Ooh. That's an 11 over here.
6.
17.
17. All right. Scylla, you are, I imagine you're in the lead when you hear this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys are paying attention, I'm on Roll20 right now. You're on a new map.
Mm.
You start coming up on this bend, and as you are, you hear what sounds like little tiny scratching up ahead. Very faint. Sounds like almost like small nails and like sand being kicked.
Okay.
So as you guys are moving along, you see this bend in your current tunnel where it starts to move to the south, and then it seems like it's going to start moving towards the southwest a little bit when Scylla picks up on this odd scratching on the ground. It sounds like almost like nails, like the click-clacking of like a dog's nails on stone or like pavement, and then like a little bit of skittering of like sand, but it's quieter. It doesn't seem like it's coming from a creature quite as large as a dog.
Okay, Scylla in the lead is going to this tunnel's like 15 feet wide, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to drop into this like crouch position and hold an arm out to like keep everyone like aware that something's going on up ahead. And then she's going to like listen for another couple seconds. Is it moving? I can't tell. It's just like scritching.
It just sounds like it's scritching around on the cavern floor, essentially.
Okay. I think she's just gonna like whisper back to the group. There is something ahead. It sounds smaller than us, but it is a creature. Starcaller, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, I'll take a look. And so Starcaller will put his hood up as he does so. I'll use the bonus action to bring forth Dawn's Edge's black blade. And you notice that he is still clutching that rapier hilt in his hand. But yeah.
80 days, bro.
Yep.
80 days.
Hood's up, and I'm beginning to sneak.
Okay. Great. Roll me a stealth check.
That is pretty nice. That is a 24.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Go ahead and move your pawn kind of towards the bend here as far forward as you dare, and then I will open up your field of vision.
Yeah. So I imagine
Artomis is kind of like back to the wall, kind of sneaking around the bend of the corner and like looking for that like peak around that rocky ledge.
You reach this bend as you're sticking towards the wall, and you look to the south here, and you hear the skitters start to move, and as you manage to peek around this corner, you see this tiny creature, like the tail end of it, start running off to the east and just like disappears, but you saw what looked like a little face looking back at you.
Is it like anything I've ever seen before? Like, is it...
Roll a nature check.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm so good at those. I used to be good at those. That's a 12.
Okay. It looked like an owl to you.
Weird. Cool. I like poke my head back towards Scylla and the crew and give them like a shrug, and then I'm gonna continue to tiptoe to the south to see if I can get another glimpse of it.
What kind of fucking answer is a shrug?
Yeah, a shrug means nothing to Scylla, and she will follow.
Okay. So Starcaller, you get down to this fork in the road, one leading towards the east, one continuing to the south. You saw it take off to the east. Is that where you're kind of slinking your way towards? Or
yeah, I like to move towards that point where it disappeared and see if I can get another glimpse of it.
Okay. Yeah, you manage to see it, and you see its little dark backside and its wings kind of fluffing out as it continues to like do that weird owl walk where they kind of lope, and then you see it go around another bend and start moving to the north.
Interesting. All right. At this point, I'm gonna pop back to the crew, like whisper to them. So it looks like a little owl, somehow it did see me, and I was being pretty quiet, but it did see me. I am curious to keep following it. It moved around another bend up ahead, but I think we should keep our wits about us because, well, we're in the Underdark, and it could be literally anything.
Not that I'm not intrigued. Where we do have a destination in mind, and this is the Underdark, are we sure this is worth following and perhaps getting lost? If we don't even know what creature this is, we'll do it. Does Sephel know anything about Underdark owls?
Make a nature check.
Okay.
I'm not rolling. I don't know.
You're probably like an owl? What the hell is an owl?
I know they're nocturnal, but this is ridiculous.
Owl paralyzed down here, man.
Nature check, that is a 19.
Okay. You've heard of, very small owls liking to make little burrows in, certain climates and environments. You don't recall hearing of any owls that made their homes in the Underdark. And you know of the Owlin people as well, but you don't know if they also like to adventure in the Underdark. You have no idea.
Okay, and I don't know of any creature off the top of my head that might semi-match the description of an owl-like creature down here.
Not that resides in the Underdark that you can think of, no.
Okay.
Perhaps we should keep an eye out for owl pellets and continue on.
Will
Sure.
I have sort of a affinity for these things. What is this small crystal you got in the eastern tunnel here?
Oh, that little yellowish looking crystal thing?
Yeah, that
That's-
little boy down there.
That's very interesting. One of the things you've all collectively noticed as you have been traveling north here is that you have felt yourselves descending deeper into the depths of the Underdark. And what you see here isn't actually a crystal. It's gold in color, and it's actually the small bit of a gold vein. Like literal gold. You can see it, flecks of it, and a steady little stream of it in the side of this tunnel's walls.
Anybody up for some light mining?
Oh, I do love the look of that. That is beautiful.
But is it valuable or?
I mean,
I suppose the value is in whether or not you like it.
this is raw gold. I'm sure the gnomish people, as purveyors of material, would find value in it. Not to mention there isn't much commerce down here, as we've experienced. Having something valuable to trade is never a bad thing.
Do we have a
Well-
way to proficiently extract it?
Do any of you have like a pick or a light hammer or anything like that?
I have a trident.
That's I mean, it's a good weapon. It's not great for
I-
mining.
I have a
I've-
staff that can create small meteors.
I have
Listen,
a
if you want to
crowbar.
blow up the wall, go for it. If you want to hack at it with a crowbar, go for it.
Yeah, I have pythons and I have a crowbar.
A python might be like a good chiseling tool.
I mean, it's
yeah, I have a
definitely
python
used
and
to,
a hammer. Pythons and
to help you with climbing and dig into some bedrock. So, I mean, it could work. Did you say you have a hammer?
Yeah, it's whatever this pack I have comes with a hammer, 10 pythons, crowbar.
Okay. I would say with a good enough survival check using that equipment there, you might be able to chisel out some gold ore here. So go ahead and give me a survival check.
Any of my friends
Let
getting their
me.
fingers in here?
Should I hold it there, or is that gonna make it more difficult? Yeah, I'll try to help.
I can increase the weight of the hammer to give you a heavier swing.
Either or, perhaps. I don't know that Starcaller should put his hand in there unless you want to hold it with one hand, and I'll swing with both.
You also see like Starcaller is like he's like using the half of a rapier to like wedge in there.
yeah.
Oh my
It's just-
goodness.
Is there a problem?
This looks great.
Roll the dice.
11.
Okay. You managed to get a couple small hunks out, but because the pythons are more shaped to just like sink in and not necessarily help you pry out, you're not
Oh wait,
getting
I'm
too much in
sorry.
there. Oh,
On
here we go.
On our new die, I thought that the skull was a 1. It's a 20.
It's a nat. All
Oh.
right. Oh, all right.
Sorry, I thought it was a 1, and I was like, I'm not going to
Oh,
say that I rolled a 1, but I got
that's
a 9 on the other
convenient.
die.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, with a nat
Sorry.
20.
I'm sorry.
Well, Sam, where'd you get those cool dice?
Yeah.
Oh man. One of our wonderful listeners had this brilliant idea to put our skull on freaking dice, and this bad boy rolled me a nat 20
Hell yeah.
to get some gold.
Will, what are you doing there, bud?
Will had to run away because he's so upset by this nat 20 that I rolled.
I hate nat 20s when they're not mine. No, I needed to turn on the light in my room because it's getting very dark.
I definitely think this guy weighted them, because I also rolled a nat 20 on this tonight.
How dare you?
We don't care. But here's
Yeah,
Even
why
if-
do mine
but-
keep rolling ones? That's not fair.
weird.
Like, cut to Sam.
Just kidding, I
like,
rolled a
back-
nat 20 on it too. What the
back in
heck
her
is
lap, just
happening?
rolling all the dice.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Oh,
this
no.
one will go to William. Yeah.
Yes.
Me with my Dremel, like waiting them.
Split it open, put a small magnet on the inside,
Yeah,
there
seal
you
it
go.
back up.
No, but I do apologize. I'm always misreading my dice. I'm sorry.
It's true. All right,
And
so
you're
a
rolling
nat
them.
20. You manage to harvest all of this small vein right down to the floor. So you have all these small gold chunks. And you figure if you have a way to smelt it down, you'd probably have 100 gold's worth right there.
Cool.
100
How
JP.
heavy is it? Do you have to worry about
It's-
being able to carry this?
It's definitely hefty, yeah.
I mean, we have 2 bags of holding at this point.
Oh,
You
yeah.
do. Yeah.
I forget. Okay, but I wanna keep a little bit in my pocket.
Okay. Do
That's
you,
for me.
Do you guys divvy it up amongst yourselves, or is it just going? Who's holding the second bag of holding, and who's holding the first? By the way.
I have the first. I
Okay.
don't know who has the second.
I feel like I would have the second.
I
Just
think it's
by the
you.
nature of being a buff
Okay.
girl. I don't know.
Sure. All right. So you managed to keep a little bit in your own pocket and some into the second bag of holding. Yeah. What are you guys thinking now that you've stopped after this owl has disappeared and decided, oh snap, there's some gold right here. We're gonna get this.
Really? Should we check around the rest of this area? 'Cause that was, I mean, fairly easy as far as our treasure acquisition goes.
Starcaller says it's easy, and Scylla's like,
I put everything I had into that.
He's just like holding the rapier hilt, just like
So-
tapping it, like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
This
The
is easy.
python's
What do
at
you
like a
mean?
solid 30-degree angle.
Yeah, it's a little bend.
it could have been easier, but yeah, we could keep looking.
Well, due to your status as a quote-unquote buff girl, I think we can definitely look around a little bit. Sephel is going to take... Oh god, what's an easy marker? He is going to take the embroidered spider handkerchief.
Okay. Oh wow, all the way back from Velkenvelv. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And he is just going to lay it down at this intersection as sort of like a mark of you are here.
Placing a flag.
Now you guys do have chalk. You did establish this
That's
before.
right, we did get that.
Yeah. So you
That
can
is
leave the
correct.
handkerchief if you want,
No,
or you can use the chalk.
I like my hanky. I'll use the chalk.
Okay.
Okay.
So you make a
Sort of
mark.
chalk line.
Yeah,
You've
so-
got
so
the
he
path
is
to the
going
south or to
to-
the east.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to are we going north or sorry, south or east right now first? East is where the creature went.
Oh, you're on mute,
Andrew,
Starcaller.
you're muted.
I heard him go.
Don't you
"Fuck."
say that about my mother.
I'll say what I want. Yes, I'd say head to the east. That way, we keep whatever that thing is in front of us instead of behind us.
Okay. So Sephel is going to take the chalk, and he is going to draw an arrow on the at the intersection, pointing down each path, and he is going to put an X on the line of the east arrow as like a we have taken this path.
Okay.
Cool.
Will is practicing his Microsoft Paint skills on Roll20.
I am, yeah. I put an arrow and I wrote this way.
Basically, he's just marking what tunnel we have already gone down, so that we don't.
You know what I love about this is like you made this so unnecessarily complicated, because all you had to do to indicate the tunnel you went down is draw a line, and then if there's no line, you didn't go that way.
Hey, Sam.
We went this way for everyone who's curious.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah, like
hey,
there's another line over here, but we didn't go this way.
I didn't draw this way. I didn't draw these arrows. I just made the suggestion. And William was like, hey, here's my 2-year-old's drawing.
Writing in common. I love it.
I gave my cat a crayon, and this is what you get.
And this is what happened.
Okay, so you're
He's still free.
He's still going. So for the listening audience, there is a arrow down the east way that says this way, and there's an arrow down the southern tunnel that says or this way.
with a question mark.
With a question mark.
Right.
Makes perfect sense to me.
It's like there's no way we could get.
You
lost
know what?
with these.
Fuck you guys. I was trying to be survivalist. Go down the east tunnel. Get lost for all out there.
Bye bye.
I love it.
And
Go find your damn owl.
I'll sneak my way away.
I'm keeping close behind.
All right. So you continue down the eastern path, and you see that there's some large fungi growing to the southeast, kind of like this purple multicolored shroom kind of coming off the wall. It's applying a little bit of light, and you see to the south that the southeast section that there are two paths, one leading to the northeast, one leading to the southwest, and then closest to you, right around the bend, is the path to the north, where you saw that owl take off towards Starcaller.
Cool. Well, Scylla doesn't even know why we're going this way, but we're going that way. And I turn the corner and we start moving north.
Okay.
There seems to be another mineral deposit in this tunnel.
Yeah, it's got this kind of odd, dull green, and it's another ore, not a crystal. You are all welcome to make another either nature, or I will give you Arcana check on this.
He's already rolling.
A dirty 20 on
these broken dice.
On these weighted die.
You can be about them all you want, but the odds have shifted.
Yes, clearly. You recognize this kind of like dull greenish ore as adamantite.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah. The stuff that's incredibly hard and durable that many people shape into almost impenetrable armors and sometimes weapons.
Are we
Scylla, this one.
again? Okay.
This is very important.
Now this is going to be This is going to be a lot harder because this material is so tough that you're going to have to do a lot more to get out a reasonable amount.
Alternatively, I still have a stick of torch stock dynamite.
It's up to you, dude.
Well, torch stock is a 5% chance it goes off, right? Oh, no. The dynamite was a bundle. You're right.
The dynamite will go off.
The dynamite is not a question.
Yeah, no, and I think that's a Isn't that also
It's like a
Caven?
30-foot radius.
Yeah. Andrew, what's your dark vision, by the way? Is it 60 feet?
I'm 60 feet, but Dawn's edge is 120.
Okay, so you can see basically everything to the north here. Let me finish revealing this, and then because of that, I have a little bit more to describe to you guys.
Cool.
You see to the north there, Starcaller, as your friends are like, oh my gosh, this is adamantite. Like, this is a rare substance right here. You see that there is a lower mushroom cap growing off the side of the wall, and you even see the dull glint of what could be another gold vein to the north. But weirdly, on top of this mushroom is what looks like a couple of small things sitting upon it. And the other thing you notice is that the walls in this northern kind of cavern that kind of looks like a large capital P or a very squished capital R, is that there's holes like honeycombed throughout all the sides of the cavern.
Fascinating. Cool. I'm gonna take a nice deep look around here.
Sephel, will you hold the python while I swing? Starcolor's heading that way.
Sure. I will hold the python and I will adjust the density on the hammer to make it heavier, to give it a nice hard swing.
Okay. I will give you a +1 bonus for that.
Sounds like I'm gonna need it. Oh, I missed my tray.
Just roll another broken 20. It's totally fine.
18.
Okay.
And I'm rolling survival, right? I think you said survival.
Yep.
That's what I rolled last time. Okay.
Doing survival on this one, just because it's not just a matter of strength. It's, making sure you're actually getting that and not mostly stone. Yeah, you manage to pick out as much as you think you can. You see a little deeper in that there's more, but you've damaged and broken a couple of your pitons. How many did you have? 10?
10.
I think that's usually in a pack. Say you're down to about 5 now. Between the gold and this, mostly from this, you've broken about 5 of them now. But
okay.
You managed to get probably about, because it's hefty, about 25 pounds worth of this ore. Do any of you have proficiency in like smithing tools or anything like that?
I want to put a little bit of this in my pocket too.
Nope.
I like how Scylla's just like skimming off the top here with all the goods being found.
She's just the person at the beach, like picking up the nice looking rock and just shoving them all in their pockets.
She likes the Oh, this looks
shinies.
pretty.
Ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, a piece of candy.
I am
any
not
of you
proficient in smith tools.
Okay. Cool.
Nah.
So then I would say you guys, it would be really hard to judge how much is going to come from this and what you could potentially have forged or forge with it yourselves.
Okay.
Cool.
But
a chunk of adamantite.
Starcaller, you said you were moving to the north. Where are you going to the north in this cavern here?
I want to check out this. I want to go to this like little mushroom thing that has little things on top of it.
Yeah. So you approach there and you see sitting on top of this mushroom, kind of arrayed, is you see 2 scrolls. One seems kind of nicer and has like even a little ribbon on it. One seems much older and smaller and kind of weathered and beaten up. You see a really odd coin of some sort. You see what looks like a sheath, but for something very thin and long. You see what looks like a pearl, and then you see what looks like a 6-sided die. And as you approach the mushroom, you hear little clicky clackies coming out from the stones, and you see that little owl appear above the mushroom, and it just kind of like stares at you.
I'm gonna give him like a little bit of a bow, hello. Is this your things here?
It like kind of cocks its head to the side in the way that owls do, and just kind of stares at you.
Yes. Hello. I am Artomis Starcaller. Are these your wares? Are you a merchant?
It like ruffles its feathers a little bit, and you see two little like talon hands come out from the rest of its feathers. So it has, its regular legs, and it has these little taloned hands come out, and it just like holds them up and clacks their talons together like little crabby hands. Just
Ew.
Not an owl. Okay, great. I would like to make a trade with you. What sort of wares do you value? And I'll like show off like a mess kit and my old short sword. And see
it hobbles forward onto the mushroom as you're pulling out these odd items, and it's like whoo, 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 and it's doing that like positive kind of, you think it's positive, like crabby hands as you're pulling things out, and it's like hopping around on the mushroom.
All right, I'm gonna lay out my old studded leather armor. Lay that on the shroom.
Okay. You do that, and it kind of looks between you and it, just kind of bobbing its head, looking back and forth at it really quick, and then it just circles back around, and then like looking at all of the items arrayed on this mushroom, and then looks up at you.
Yeah, I gotta look at that dice there, William.
Okay, yeah. You pick up this die, and you see that it's actually sitting in this little pocket, and there's a collection of other six-sided die in there. And you pull it up, and it like does its little hop over to you, and it's just as you're holding this die, and they look like nice old crafted kind of die. You think they might have been made out of some type of bone, but yeah, it's just six-sided die.
Cool. Are you interested in further commerce, or is this like a onesie deal?
It does the crab hands again.
Excellent.
It's not crab hands, but it's like grabbing, but they're all pointed up. Just
Do we hear Artemis talking from down the tunnel?
I would say, yeah, about now you would probably the echoes of your mining have dulled enough that you hear Artemis talking.
What the hell is he speaking to?
I can't hear anything over the pounding in my ears. I'm so tired.
It's so easy to kill gods, but mining, no.
It's been a long time.
We've fought demons. You're fine.
I'll follow you.
You're so dramatic. Ivan.
Yeah.
Let's go find Artemis.
Very well.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he'll take a. So this is a hunting trap. You use it to ensnare things you'd like to eat. Is this of value to you?
Are you still holding the dice?
I am.
It comes over and takes the trap from you, and then goes over and stands on the hide armor that you had left out, and like bobs its head like a yes kind of a thing, and then like starts dragging them towards one of the holes in the wall.
And refresh my memory, Will. There was like a very thin thing in like a sheath, and then some scrolls.
So there were 2 scrolls, one kind of bigger and nicer, one kind of small and older looking. The larger one had kind of like a nice ribbon on it. There was what looks like some kind of odd coin. You see what looks like a sheath with nothing in it that would hold something very long and kind of thin, maybe about 12 to 14 inches long. And then you see what looks like a pearl, and then the dice that you hold in your hand.
If it seems willing, I'm gonna see if I can reach over and take the coin.
So it's done. Like your hide armor and that trap are just gone now, just disappeared into the holes, and it comes back, and you hold the coin, and it looks like it's made out of some very old kind of tarnished copper or bronze kind of material. It's got like that greenish coating all over it, so it's hard to tell like the faces on it. But it comes out and it's like bobbing its head and does its clicky clacky hands, and then looks at you kind of expectantly.
I flip the coin.
Okay. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Okay. Roll me a d4.
3.
It lands on tails, and you feel this sudden sense of like dread kind of come over you.
Oh no!
And do you still have Dawn's Edge out?
Yeah, I kind of imagine I have like I have the rapier like handle in one hand, and then I have Dawn's Edge like under my armpit.
Perfect.
No longer emanating darkness, and then I'm holding the coin like in my my between my index and thumb, and I have the dice in my like pinky and middle fingers as I'm flipping it up.
Perfect. So you flip it up, and as you do, you think about what you want, and you see the coin flash, and as it lands on tails, not what you wanted, you feel the sense of dread, and Dawn's Edge slips and falls and hits your foot. How much damage does Dawn's Edge do?
Oh my god, it's gonna be a D8.
Okay, treat it as a critical.
Oh,
What
shit.
the fuck?
Okay, I can do that math.
Add your divine smite.
Yeah, you're gonna pump every divine smite you can. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, that's all right. And that's we have our improved critical rule now, so that's 18 points of necrotic damage.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
So you drop Dawn's Edge, and you can even hear her voice come out. She's like, "Starcaller, don't!" And it sinks into your foot, hitting some like an artery or something, and just this fountain of blood comes up out of your foot.
Ow!
I'm so sorry.
What
I'm so
happened?
sorry. Why did you
Starcaller,
drop
what
me?
are you doing?
What is happening?
I dropped the dice.
Okay, the dice fall to the ground.
They explode.
What do you imagine what they would roll to?
Oh, I'm picturing a nice little fiver. That's what I usually picture on a dice.
Okay, they hit the ground and they roll to a 5.
These
Whoa.
are Archie dice.
Nice.
So, interesting. I'll pull Dawn's Edge out of my foot. Oh, I need to get better protective
Again,
footwear.
I'm really sorry, but why did you drop me?
I don't know. I just flipped the coin, and then it wasn't what I expected, and for some reason, it just got worse from there. Hard to say, really.
The owl is looking at you, and by this time, you guys are all close enough that you see this owl and Starcaller pulling Dawn's Edge out of his foot, and the owl is like spinning its head around, like ooh, and doing its crabby hands facing downwards, just like.
Not
Oh,
good.
not good. Not good.
Well,
Ah.
Starcaller, what is this creature?
This is the creature I saw earlier. They are a merchant. I have made 2 successful transactions so far. Yes. And I'll actually
They
kind of
did not harm you.
No, I merely dropped the axe on my own foot like a fool. And then Artemis is gonna quickly like scoop up the dice and the coin and put them in his pocket.
You put the coin in your pocket, and you see the owl get mad. It just starts screeching like.
Perhaps-
What did you do?
Give it back.
I like slowly like place it back on the mushroom.
And it like slinks down, but it does its happy claw kind of hands. Sephel, you realize that this is an owlin now, and judging by its size, that it must be some kind of child owlin. But it picks up the coin with one of its taloned feet and just kind of stares at you, and then holds out a hand, and then holds out the coin with its foot, and is like giving like a gimme gimme gesture.
We're fine. I'll give him the coin back.
And it's just like gesturing to the coin and to you.
I already gave you the coin.
I think he is asking you to give him more things in exchange for the coin.
Oh.
The owl's head snaps to you, Sephel, and it gives you the happy claw hand.
Okay, let's see. How about I'll hand him a quarterstaff. How do you feel about this?
He tosses the coin at you and immediately runs off with the quarter staff, and you just see the long thing disappear into the hole with it, and then a moment later he comes back out.
I need you to tell me if he drags it in the proper way, or if he does a couple of the dog ways first, where it like hits the edge of the honeycomb, and then he has to correct.
You hear what sounds like echoes of it bonking around further within, but he doesn't have trouble getting it in initially.
Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I do see that you have a couple scrolls there. What kind of things would you take in exchange for those?
It just looks at you.
I think this is more of a yes-no conversation.
Sure.
Yeah, you just gotta try it.
That's fair. I have an ornate bronze cup that I will pull out.
Okay.
And offer it to him.
It looks at you inquiringly, like, what item do you want?
I will point to the old scroll.
Okay. It looks at you and does the, like, gimme hand gesture.
Okay. I also have a bronze choker with, like, spider design around that as well, so I will plop that into the cup.
He continues to give you the gimme gesture.
Oh my.
It's a very valuable piece of paper there, Sephel.
No, this is only piquing my interest more. I will... I've been holding on to, for like the entire time, because I haven't found a proper use for them, the red crystal shards that we got in the fortress way back when.
Okay.
The underground castle.
Yeah.
I will take one of those. I have 2. And I will offer one to the Owlin.
Okay. It runs into one of its little holes and comes back with like a little burlap sack, and like it like takes the crystal, takes the cup, takes the choker, and holds out its hand for the other crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Christ.
It does the gimme gesture, like, we gonna do this or not.
Would
It cocks its head.
Would you allow me to look at the scroll? To see what
It cocks
is
its
I'm
head
giving?
the other way, and then gives you like the negative, like, not so happy talon hand grabby.
I mean,
Info
you
penny
have-
in for the
that could
pals.
be-
You have to understand, I'm sacrificing, I'm giving a lot of collateral for this.
It's a lot
this
of
idea.
rocks, really.
I
It could
should
be a
have-
letter to a loved one. It
I
could be
should
very
have an idea
valuable.
of what this is.
That's just not how it works, Sephel.
Do you do returns?
It shakes its head to the side to side, saying no.
God damn it. Alright, I'll give it the other fucking crystal.
He throws it in the bag, like, stretches it and ties it, and then takes off, and then comes back, and with his foot, like, grabs the scroll and hands it to you.
It's just a crudely drawn picture of the Owlin flipping off whoever
Yeah,
spent
right.
life savings on this item.
It has 2 odd pieces of writing on it in
Okay.
common. One that says, "Beware the South," and "Beware the Crossing." And then beneath those, you see a very horrible, like very young child scribbled drawing of some kind of creature on there. And you can make a difficult nature check or arcana check to determine what this horrible creature drawing is.
Okay.
I will woman-splain to Sephel and give him the help action.
Okay.
Thanks, because that was terrible.
Oh yes, there. That does look like a third arm.
Okay, I'm going to burn one of my knowledges as well.
I love it. With the
Spend
help, we're
everything.
gonna burn it here.
Getting help from Scylla, getting help from Indigo. Okay. 27.
Okay. You realize that this drawing looks weirdly like a creature known as a gnoll. Gnoll. A hyena-like monster.
What would I know about gnolls? Are they common place in the Underdark?
You wouldn't have known them to necessarily appear in the Underdark, but you know that gnolls have demonic origins.
Interesting.
That they are kind of traced back to a demon lord known as, I think it's pronounced Yanogu. And usually how gnolls come about is if a hyena feasts upon a kill and then with demonic energies is kind of reborn and explodes into a gnoll. And they are fierce, slaughter-thirsty individuals, and they love to travel in packs.
I will relay all of that information.
Ooh.
Was it worth it?
The owl's like looking at you with a happy crab-like hands, like,
It was informative, if not a little cryptic.
Well, I'm interested in this pearl here. And she like points at it.
Okay, it like hobbles over you, scampers over you with the weird little owl hop walk, and then holds out its hand with the gimme motion.
I will give my original regular shield. I'll hand
It
that
takes
over.
it and it tries getting it into one of the holes, but it keeps that. This is the time where it's like the dog thing can't get it in there, and then it just kind of lays it down on the mushroom, clink clink, pats it, and then comes over and tosses the pearl at you.
Hey,
The fuck, bro?
this is very nice.
Different things have different values.
This has a lot of value, Sephel, and that
I
shield did as
don't-
well.
I don't trust the efficacy of this Owlin's commerce plan. That's all I'm saying.
No, this guy gets it, Sephel. Come on now.
Yes, there is no
Well,
need that this is not sufficient trade.
I do have other items to trade if you would like the other scroll, Sephel.
I would like the other scroll.
Scylla will start putting down all the weapons that she does not use.
Jesus. How many do you have?
I've got a short bow that I've never used.
Okay,
A
it's
mage.
like it's hopping around. It looks very excited and it's looking at like all the things. But it seems to be like very poignantly wondering for which item you want.
Oh, I'll point at the second scroll.
Okay. What are the items really quick that you laid down weapons wise? So it was a short bow.
Yeah, I'm gonna put down a short bow, and I'm like gauging the reaction, but I'll put down the short bow, and then I'll put down this mace that I've never used.
Okay.
I've got a regular long sword. I'll put that down.
Okay.
I've got my old trident. I'll put that down.
Okay. It comes over and it grabs the short bow and the long sword and pulls those away and then kicks the scroll at you.
Wonderful businessman. Here you are, Sephel.
Does the happy
Thank
clicking
you.
sounds and it's like, ooh.
She's doing it too. Scylla's getting in on this clicking.
They're like
Like,
skimming
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
What is on this scroll?
You open it up and you realize that it is a spell scroll.
Yes.
And it has the spell Find Traps on it.
Ooh. That's a spicy one.
Esa spicy.
Thank
Get
you,
it.
Scylla. This will come in most useful.
And then
This
it
has
like
been lovely.
hobbles over to that weird like empty sheath and it kind of like extends its hand like
Can we, Can we identify it before we buy it?
It
Probably
doesn't
not.
understand that meaning.
Like if you touch it, Sephel.
Yeah, I would.
Like casually just keep your hand on it for a while. Just like-
I just put my finger on it.
It
Yeah.
comes up and it's just like super squinty eye looking at you in the face and looking down at the sheath and looking up at you as you're doing it, just
I
like
meet the gaze the entire time.
it has its little hands like tucked up and it's just like
Yeah.
My tentacles are like curled up doing the little clicky thing.
All right, you
I will actually cast the spell. Like I won't do it as a ritual. I'll cast the spell, so I only have to do this for a minute.
okay.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I think this thing can out poker face me.
Yeah.
Sure.
Love
Okay,
that.
does that get everything in the area, or is that just the one item?
No, that is just the one item that I am focusing on. So I choose one object that I have to touch throughout the casting. If
Okay.
it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, I learn the properties and how to use it, whether it
right.
requires attunement and how many charges it has.
That's enough. You realize that this is a wand sheath.
So it's just a common sheath for a wand.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it up right now. I think it allows you to like draw a wand very quickly or hide it. It clamps onto your forearm and imparts the following benefits. The wand sheath cannot be removed from you while you're attuned to it. You can insert a wand into the sheath as an action, and the sheath can only hold one wand at a time. You can retract or extend a wand from the sheath as a bonus action. And while the wand is extended, you can use it as if you were holding it, but your hand remains free.
Oh, cool.
Interesting.
But you have to be attuned to it, so it does take an attunement slot.
And it does require us to have wands that we don't currently possess.
Yeah.
But if we find
And
a
before
one-
people get on me, this is technically an item for a Warforged, but I'm reskinning it to allow it to be used anywhere.
I mean, I was gonna get on you anyway,
Mhm.
so I don't think you did. That's
Brendan, stop it. We're on
not
we're on air.
what I meant. You did.
you know what you meant.
I do. I don't know. I'm kind of all set on that one. I think we got some good value stuff.
Okay. It sees that you're no longer doing what you're doing and you don't necessarily have interest, so it like snatches it up and like chucks it into one of the holes and then gives you like happy click clacks and then does the gesture of like fingers at eyes and then points those fingers to the south and is like
Oh.
Yup.
and then goes back into its hole and disappears.
Thank you, good sir.
That individual was charming.
Indeed.
He is going to grow up to be a very capitalistic individual.
A very wise individual.
That is not what I said.
No, Sephel, you said these gnoll creatures were demonic in origin, yes?
Yes, they come from a... They're like a malformed, reborn variant of hyenas that have consumed some form of demonic energy. They answer to a lord, I believe I'm saying it right, Unogu, which is a demonic lord as well.
Interesting.
I do not know Goo.
Ouch.
Perhaps.
Ouch.
Damn.
Wow.
Ooh.
Hey Sam, take a point of inspiration. That was a great friggin'
Thank
pun
you.
right there.
I was
No,
just, come on. I mean,
Take
she's just...
negative inspiration.
I thought you were going to say take a point of psychic damage.
Roll a sanity check.
How
Yeah.
dare you? I think the rest of us have to.
Yeah.
Well, shall we go hunting, ladies and gentlemen?
It certainly would be the secondary motive we set out for.
I would love to.
Although the scroll does say beware.
Yeah, but like, when was the last time you read something and then did what it said? You know what I mean?
Do you know who I am?
We
That's
just-
entirely what I do.
It's like
we
his whole
just
thing.
destroyed
Yeah.
Everlight Grove. What is a couple gnolls?
That the gnolls are not what I'm worried about. They're patron.
Oh yeah,
But
that would be a problem. Yeah.
But as
Is a
long
demon lord, like, very strong?
Do you remember Dagon?
Oh, that level.
Yes, Dagon is a demon lord.
Hmm.
Yes, and he, she, we, Nogu is sort of in that.
Yes, in that
We-
same range.
But I do think that this is exactly what we wanted. We want to get one of these gnolls. Do they speak? Or are they bestial more than...
I'm sure we can see where do they speak.
You think they can communicate? You know that that's not primarily what they like to do. They don't necessarily care to communicate in the way that you guys do.
Really
It's more
care what
blood,
they
slaughter,
like.
chaos.
That wasn't what we asked.
Yeah, well,
okay?
so is Artomis, but we love him anyway.
They're
Artemis
intelligent,
is
yeah.
Actively using his lay on hands to heal the points of critical hit damage he did to himself.
Good. That's for the best, yeah.
Yes, right. I think we should try and get one of these creatures alone and
No,
speak with it.
I agree. I think the best way to get one alone is to kill
With a
the
net.
other ones it's with. No, these
Oh.
are very pack-based creatures. You would be very hard pressed to find one alone, unless
You don't think...
created
Per-
the opportunity.
That's what I'm thinking. Perhaps we make a noise here, we draw one out.
Yes, actually, if you two would like to set up an ambush, or sorry, you three, Ivan, I just keep forgetting you're here. Sorry.
Oh, yes, I...
It is fun. I understand.
Um,
This
He's
giant
French.
black goat guy.
with 4 eyes
scythe.
and 4 horns.
Yeah,
Just like,
Yeah.
Sorry,
He's
I-
fun.
Ivan.
I turn and look at you, and I think I'm just looking into the abyss.
Yeah, right.
This is fair. I cannot. I will not shame this.
How about the 3 of you set up an ambush point here, and I could sneak ahead and draw one away.
I think that's a great idea.
Oh, yes, this is good thinking.
Try that.
Perhaps we could hide behind this big mushroom.
I mean,
she kinda
maybe we
indicates
should
the sound.
travel together until we actually know where the gnolls are. The scroll is very vague. It just says the south. We don't know if that is 50 feet or 3 miles. So perhaps we find them first, and then plot.
Yes.
Very well.
Yeah, so let's move to the south a bit, and then set up a choke point.
Right.
Okay, so you guys you move down from this kind of northern alcove. Starcaller, you're taking the lead from the looks
Yes,
of it?
please.
Okay. And so you've gone into the other cavern that you had originally branched off from that goes to the south and has the one that goes to the northeast and to the southeast. I'm assuming you want to hit that southwest tunnel?
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. So you start to inch your way down and you see it starts to bend, kind of going towards the south, and it looks like it's starting to go towards the southeast. Make me a perception check, and all of you can do this if you're, kind of keeping up here.
17 for Starcaller.
Great.
12.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Starcaller and Scylla, you hear what sounds like the echoes of growls and like yipping and some kind of like harsh voices, and it sounds like there's quite a few of them.
That did not take very long. If you would like to set up your ambush point, I will sneak ahead.
Should we hide at the mushroom?
Yes.
Yeah, we can go behind this mushroom. There's also this tunnel to the northeast that we could duck into a little bit to hide ourselves further. I think to create the choke point and also not be right on top of Scylla just in case. Sephel is going to go up into that tunnel.
Okay.
And just sort of
Sick.
hide around the rim.
So we're kind of like, if Starcaller is down the like trunk of the Y, I'm on the left offshoot, and then Sephel's on the right.
Yeah.
All right. Ivan will kind of come back and stand a little bit behind to the north of the mushroom. But Starcaller, you're going to take the closer look, it sounds like?
Yeah. I'll put my hood up and I'm gonna sneak on in and get a better look.
Okay, make me a stealth check.
Alrighty. Ooh, that is a 26.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself forward a little bit on the map, further south.
Absolutely. Moving on down, sneaking against the cavern walls, looking for gnolls.
As you get to this point, you realize that you are entering into a much larger cavern, and the noises all of a sudden become much louder, and you see what look like a collection of torches smoking and burning on the ground here. And then you realize this isn't just a couple gnolls. This is like a pack of them.
Ooh.
You see about a dozen, maybe more gnolls, and they are fighting and squabbling amongst themselves. And then you see moving amongst them that there are two larger ones that are wearing bits of armor and have what look like glaives, and they seem to be like smacking and stopping all the other gnolls, and they're the ones that have the kind of like deeper growls. And seems like they're trying to get the gnolls in order. However, you see one of these larger gnolls, and that catches the attention of all the gnolls. And what are the languages you speak again?
Ooh, I speak Common, Draconic, Leonin, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
Okay. You don't understand what it says as it comes out as kind of like hyena-like yips and growls, but all the others like immediately snap their head to the north west where you are, and then they all start howling and they start running in your direction. And that's where we'll leave this episode.
Well, boy howdy, how about the end of that episode? That was a good one, and I'm not just saying that at the end of every episode. But I am here with more news. Yes, this is another update for our outro. We've got a couple great things going on. The first of which is we're going to be launching our first sanity check, which is a new segment we're going to do every couple months to just update all of our listeners about the great things that we have going on. So kind of like an outro, but it's going to have the whole cast, and we'll be talking about all the different things in the pipeline that we're working on for the podcast. The first one of those is going to come out in April of 2023. The other thing that we're doing that is super fun is I'm actually running a one-shot with the gang. It's a little bit of a mini adventure. We've already recorded 2 episodes. We suspect there'll be 6, although depends on how they go through the story. So we'll be posting the first of those here pretty shortly as well. And then lastly, I just want to remind everybody about our socials. We've got memes dropping every Monday over on Twitter at The Madness Table. We've got an Instagram page that you can catch us on as well. And Will has been dropping some banger TikToks, so you can find us at The Madness Table over there as well. And I guess the last thing I'll mention is if you're interested in supporting us, if you're loving the show and want to toss a coin to your Witchers, that's us. It's going to be ko-fi.com/The Madness Table. And that's it. Until next time, when
the madness continues.